Welcome back, adventurers. Boy, oh boy, I think we have a problem. When I woke up this morning, this TV is in the way. I just stand over here. When I woke up this morning, I saw what I think is droppings from a rodent. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm hoping I'm mistaken. But I think a rodent got in here, which is really crazy because that's the first time that I ever seen any remnants of a rodent inside of this RV. We've had other RVs and we parked in the same locations, but never had a rodent problem. But I'm hoping that that was just some leftover trash that was there. Everything we have is stored away in the cabinets. I looked, I don't see anything that was broken into, like where rodents usually bite things. And I haven't seen anything like bitten into, but it looks like I saw droppings around our stove. So I wiped those up, and I'm still thinking, was that like crumbs or something from something that we cooked? But I don't think that we cooked anything and left anything there. So I'm thinking a small mice, a rodent, whatever it was, got in here. We are seeing like spiders creep up, but now a rodent. So in the other RV, we used a lot of like these rodent repellent things. It's just like little blue lights when you plug them in. And I never plugged it into this RV. And usually I'll plug one in the front of the RV, rear of the RV, in the middle of the RV just to keep rodents away. They said that it worked, and I've always had them plugged in my other RV and never had a rodent problem. So now I'm gonna start plugging them into here. So I have these little Victor, I believe the company is, and they're plugins, and it has like a blue LED light. And usually, like I'll plug it in the other RVs and never had a problem. And it's supposed to distract the rodents. It's like a lot of people that you see with the lights underneath their RV to distract the rodents. I have lights in here and cameras in here. Maybe I have to put the cameras back with the night detection because they also push you off a blue light. So I may put that back in here. So let me give you guys a closer look at this Victor here. Really, it works brilliantly because I never had any rodents in here before. And let me show you where I'll place all of them. So here's one that's right above, well, below the TV. I usually put them in places where, when it's dark, it illuminates. Put one behind this slide door because it's dark there, and that's a possible entry point underneath the slide. So I just put the Victor plug in there in the bathroom, but we already have a plug in here, and it's a smart plug that has a LED light on it, so that would distract anything from coming in here. But there's nothing in here for a rodent to get. In our bedroom, when we have the slides closed, we have this fridge up here, and that has noise, and it also has LED lights up here that will keep rodents away. And when the compressor cuts on, the noise will also keep rodents away. But I may put something over here too. I do have one more that I want to place. I do have a pack of them. I just have to look around the RV to see where I put them. But I have another pack of these, and I have to find a way to put them everywhere where we have loose plug sockets because I don't like rodents in here. So let's put this last one that I found up. So under this driver seat, we also have another smart plug, but we're not using that for anything. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put that right in here. Hopefully it fits in. Yes, it does. And that's the blue light there. So that works and it fits nice. It's not in the way of anyone sitting here. That Victor rodent repellent is not a sponsored product. I bought that with my own money, and I bought that years ago, and it worked really, really well. I'm just trying to figure out how the rodent got in here. If it was a rodent, maybe it wasn't a rodent. Maybe that was just there from cooking, but I don't think so. My head is telling me that there was a rodent in here. But time would tell. I have everything put up just to see if it'll come back. Hopefully, I don't see those remnants again. We have food in the cabinets, and nothing has been going through. I don't see any like bite marks or anything. Usually, if a rodent gets in, you're gonna see bite marks in like cereal boxes or whatever non-perishable goods you have. You're gonna see bite marks in it because they're not gonna open up the package and go in like a human being. They're gonna go in like an animal, like a rodent. They're gonna bite through the box. And sometimes you even see, like I'm from New York City, so I know rodents, they bite through walls. You know what I mean? Like drywall, they'll bite through it to get what they want. They bite through. Some people put wires and they would chew and cut themselves just to get through the hole that they want. So I'm looking around just to see if there are any openings in the RV. I know that the slides are like that's where they would get in. It's very easy for a rodent to get in. If you look at the slides around your RV, it's not a perfect seal. That's why some people they will slip wires through to put the Starlink on the roof or other cabling they'll slip through the slide. We never did that with this rig, but I know that you can do it, and that's where is the vulnerability with the sealing for it to be sealed. But let's just get on with this video. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Our cross country road trip is closer than we would like to think, and we are planning out our route. We already have so far Virginia, Alabama, and some other places in our sites. We're going to be doing some dry camping. We're going to be doing some state parks. We're going to be doing membership camping, KOA. So we're going to be staying in a lot of places, and we want to test the limits of this rig. I really know that this rig is brilliant and it can handle a lot. Um, I'm very comfortable using the generator, the onboard generator. We have solar on the roof. We're going to be taking portable solar panels with us too, and we have portable power stations and lithium batteries to help us out on the way on our journey. But talking about portable power stations, we want to get the most out of our drives because when we're driving during the day, our kids they want to play TV, they want to play video games, play TV. Who plays TV? They want to watch television. We want to have internet while we're driving. You know, they want to have access to their laptops just to do a lot of the things that kids do. And going on these long drives, 2 hours at a time, 3 hours at a time, the kids are going to want to have something to do. And having power is needed. You can drive with your generator on, but it's going to waste a lot more gas. Your gas mileage is going to go really, really down. Um, so what we do is we use this portable power station. Right now we use Markson. So let me show you exactly what I mean by expanding our battery. We have this Markson portable power station, and it runs at 1400 watts, 1440 watts to be exact. I mean, it has a surge of about 2000 watts with the inverter, but the running watts is about 1440. So, with things plugged in here while we're driving, it's usually using about 230 to 250 watts. So that would get us only about 6 to 7 hours. So I want to expand that just in case we're driving and it's going to take us 11 hours or whatever to get where we're going. But we usually stop when it's about 2 hours to go, and then we'll rest, we'll eat. While we're eating, the generator is going to be on, to put the AC and everything like that. But just in case we run into an area where they don't want generators on, because we have done parked in places like that where they don't want the generator on. We have a big battery capacity. We have over 8 kilowatt hours of lithium battery on board. A lot of it is portable, so it's not stuck inside of the RV. So when we transport, like we go into other vehicles, we can just take our battery systems and put them in the other vehicles. But let's take a closer look at the Markson and the battery system, the expansion pack that is self-built, and show you guys how we did it and show you how you can expand any portable power station. I do have to recharge the battery inside of this doorbell here. Kind of a nuisance to charge, but it's not hard to do. It comes with like a little piece here, and you open it up. That comes off, and it exposes the USB connection here. Usually an Android connection, and then you plug this part into a USB. It's really simple. I like it. It don't take long to charge, and it lasts like over a week. If you have people going by the camera, it lasts a little shorter than that. So this here is the Markson portable power station. This is not a review for this product, but I'm just going to let you see that it's at 99%. I'm going to show you what happens when we plug in the TV, the Xbox, everything, the Starlink, everything that uses this and how much it pulls. Doesn't pull that much, but it does pull. So this monstrosity of wires, this is the UPC. Everything is plugged in to our UPC. So I just unplugged the UPC down here. It's no longer connected to the RV, the shore power. So we take this and we now going to connect it to the portable power station. So once that's connected, we turn on the inverter, the AC outlets for the portable power station, and we'll see how it works. You see, it's pulling right now 154, 138. You know, the UPC is going to charge its battery, keep its battery at 100%, but it's using the electricity that it's getting from this portable power station. So that's key. Now, what I learned from using this UPC is that the Markson portable power station is providing clean electricity. I would think, you know, anything going into this portable power station would be sufficient enough, but no. If you're recharging this portable power station, it wants clean energy. If you try to use a modified sine wave inverter with the battery to try to charge this up, you're going to run into problems. And this is going to repeat. This has pass-through function for the electricity. So the electricity that you put in here, and if you're trying to charge something like a TV or something else, you're trying to watch something, when you use the pass-through and you're trying to recharge this battery through a modified sine wave inverter, it's going to pass through that modified sine wave to whatever appliance that you're trying to use. So it's like you're using a modified sine wave inverter to power your appliances, which is not good. Anything with a motor is not good. So you're going to hear like a buzzing. You're not going to get clean energy. So that's why when I built this battery system that I'm going to show you in a second to charge this, just to expand the battery, I have to use the pure sine wave inverter so that it's giving clean electricity. But right now, I show you, I'm gonna keep it live. It's pulling 128 watts. It's fluctuating. This UPC, I think, is pulling about 60 watts always. I think, because I tested the Starlink, and the Starlink doesn't pull that much. It pulls about 40 to 60 watts. So once I turn on the Xbox and I turn on the TV, you're going to see this is going to jump. So right now it's at 256 during the startup. Once everything starts up, it's going to go down to like in the 230s, and it fluctuates from like 230 to about 250. That's the watts that it's using, watts per hour. So right now the Xbox is on. Let me just put something on so that you can see that it's pulling the internet, and it doesn't go above 250 watts. But when I do my calculations, I use 250 because it's a round number, and that's what I like to keep it at. So let's see now what I'm showing you. I want this battery percentage to go down too, so you can see when I'm charging it back up how much battery power I'm using. No doubt in my mind now that it's a mice. There was a rodent in here because I opened up the sink and I saw more of those droppings in there. So I'm glad I put that rodent repellent down. I'm gonna put a link down in the comments if you guys want to try it out. So without further ado, let me show you the battery system that I made. Again, you can make it the way that you want to make it. I'm showing you the way that I did it for me. So I'm going to give you guys a closer look at this 230 amp hour lead time battery. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I bought this battery, and let me show you guys how to do it really fast. This is not a bomb. This is a battery. So this is a 230 amp hour battery, like I mentioned before, from lead time. This is a Alpha ALFFAA 1500 watt inverter, pure sine wave, and this is a NoCo Genius battery charger. This charger will work when you're hooked up to shore power or you have the generator on. We also have a 12 volt plug. You can use 12 volt appliances with this. I like it a lot, you know, because you never know. You can put one of the refrigerators and plug that into, or you can use this DC function to charge up the battery, which I'm going to show you that too. So here this is, and it's the marks in here. I'm going to go into this Bateria power just a little bit later. This is a solar charge controller. But let me show you how we charge the battery to keep this Markson paired up with this 230 amp hour battery. Again, when you use it, you're going to lose some power using the inverter. I know that people always mention that you're losing power. This runs at about 4 watts an hour. So you're going to be, if you leave this on, you're going to be burning about 4 watts. The same with the inverter inside of your portable power station. So if you do it this way with the inverter, just know that whatever is pulling out of, whatever the Markson is pulling out of this battery, just add 4 watts to it, and that's what you're going to be pulling out. So the Markson right now is at 97%, and you're using 223 watts of power. It will last you about 4 to 5 hours. You're going to see that keep fluctuating. So now we have the Markson plugged in to the inverter that's connected to the lead time battery. Is going to supplement like it's going to be shore power. So you just turn the inverter on. You're going to hit a click because now the power is being generated from the portable power station pass through, and the power is coming from the battery. So it's going to deplete this battery before it goes to the portable power station. So back to the portable power station, you're going to see right now the input is at about 200 watts, but that's going to go all the way to 1000 watts. And your output, you see how it dropped to like 160? So this is pretty decent. And right now the time remaining to charge is at 12 minutes. But you're going to have unlimited time to have this battery until this runs out. Once the lead time battery runs out, then you'll start pulling from there. So this essentially expands this battery pack to nearly 5 kilowatts because you have the 230 amp hours mixed with the 1440 watt hours from here. Another question I get asked a lot is that if I'm boondocking and I'm outside somewhere with no hookups and I can't put on my generator, what happens when the power goes all the way down? How am I going to recharge these batteries? And it's quite simple what I'm going to do. There's not much else to do if you don't have shore power. You can't cut on your generator. So what I do is I hook up solar panels. So we do have a solar panel solely for the Markson. It's a 200 watt panel, foldable portable panel. And we also have a large panel for the lead time battery. And this is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, and that's Bateria Power. This is a solar charge controller that is set up. You can use it with lithium, AGM, or lead acid batteries, and we have it set up already to work with this lithium battery. So it's really a good piece of machinery here, and it comes with its own connectors, and of course you're going to have to do some splicing and connecting with butt connectors just to get it connected to your battery. And once you get it connected to your battery, they do support allow you with polarity reversers, because sometimes this thing needs a reverser because the polarities are mixed. I don't know why people that make these things do that. If you don't know what a polarity reverse is, that means that your red wire, your power, and your neutral wire comes into this piece here, this last piece, and then the next piece that you go to connect it, you'll realize, oh my God, it's not connecting because the black wire is on the side where the red wire is supposed to go for it to connect. So you got to get a polarity reverser. It's like an adapter where you will plug it on, and now the red side will match up with the red side and the black with the black. Otherwise, the positive with the positive and the neutral with the neutral. But I'll go over that. I'll show you the polarity reverser when we go outside. But let me show you how that works. It's very simple. So this is the panel that we're going to be using. Again, it's a cloudy day. It's not too much sun out here, but still with the sun just like the way it is, you're still going to get a bit of solar. But once you get out, and to the country, and you see like a lot of open areas, and you have sunny days that are clear, you get a quite a bit of solar. But this is the wire, and this is the polarity reverser. All it is you see this won't match up with the other piece, which I'll show you before I put this back on. And you have this to reverse the polarity so that it would fix. So I'm gonna show you how that looks, and I'll put a link in the description and in the comment section. I'll pin it in the comment section so you can see it for yourself. So this is the way that it looks when it's charging up. You're using, it has 13.1 volts, 4.8, 4.9 amps, and the sun. And you can see that it's set to the lithium, the LiPo 4, and you can see it's almost at 100%, but that's with it just in the sun using the Bateria power solar charge controller. Very easy to set up. You can just toggle through the functions, which battery you want to use. You just hold it down and it would highlight which one, and you hold it down again and it would just keep jumping from the ones that you want to use. You can also have it jump over here where it's going to show you how much voltage you want to put in, whether you want to do 12 volts, 24 volts. So I have it set at 12 volts. This system is 100% portable. I could take this solar panel, I could take this battery and just put it right into my car, put it into my truck, and you have power wherever you go. You can power a fridge, you can power TV, induction cooktop. That battery bank is huge, and having solar to keep the battery topped off is a total game changer. You can also use the shore power connection, the NOCO plug, and hook it up to a regular inverter inside your vehicle, and you can charge the battery back up that way while you're driving. It's a no-brainer to have extra battery, especially when you're going on long distance trips. Um, I'm kind of thinking of upgrading to a bigger package, but I think this one is sufficient enough having an onboard generator. We also take another generator with us. We leave it in the day-to-day vehicle that we have on a car hauler. That just in case something happens with the generator that's on board. I always have like a couple different options. We have a battery system that we use inside the RV and portable power stations, which is pretty cool. But this is an easy way to expand your power, and it's equipped with circuit breakers and everything on this battery system. And we won't be using that much power when we use it, but it is enough to get everything going and keep the Starlink going for an entire duration while we're boondocking somewhere. You know, you love to have internet, and that's what we like to have. When we're driving, this is where the power stations and the battery mostly stay. We slide it behind the counter, so that we still have room to walk and everything. But this is like where we store it. And when we're boondocking, we can put it down on this step right here because nobody goes down on the step. Now, remember what I told you about that other foldable panel? Let me show you how that looks when you hook it up. So with this setup, you're pretty much covered. You have enough power going in as long as you have sunlight, because you're going to get, this is a 200-watt panel. This is a 100-watt panel. We have another 200-watt panel on the roof. So with this, and you have sun, these batteries will pretty much stay topped off from what we're using inside. That's our Starlink. You can use your iPads, your laptops, and everything, and there's enough power going in to keep everything nice and freaking powered up. Sorry for saying freaking, that's part of me. um this solar panel here, I tell you right now how many watts is going in, and this is early in the morning. We don't have that much sun right now. It's not at its strongest point. You know that although it's sun outside in the morning, the sun is at its weakest around like that noonish 1, 2 o'clock hour. That's when it's at its peak strength to give you the most solar. And as it goes on to the evening, like 5, 6, 7 o'clock, that's when it gets weak again, although you see the sun in the sky. So right now, with at it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, we have 106 watts going into the Markson portable power station. Um, I did turn off the inverter because once this battery is at 100%, it seems like the UPS doesn't like it too much with too much power. I guess the fluctuating power, because it's something that I still don't understand, which I'm getting to understand, because the power was coming from the Markson portable power station. And when you're using the pass through, it's getting the power straight from the inverter, which is enough. But with the inverter connected to the solar, it doesn't like it because it's like it's getting extra power more than the power I'm guessing, which with no power connected, if that battery is underneath. So just to test it out, I'm gonna cut the inverter back on, and I'm gonna see if that affects the UPS. Usually, like you would get a cut off and then a cut back on with the UPS to see if it's affected it. And I see the 226 watts coming out, and it doesn't seem like it's affecting the inverter at all. You're getting a lot of power going in and coming out. Input is 249, but like I said, when you have that inverter on, it's going to go up to 1,000. But if you have it on like I'm doing right now, you're gonna have the input is it's 250 because the battery is nearly charged, but the output is only 200 watts. So you have a lot more going in that was coming out. So your battery will continuously be topped off. So I'm gonna cut the inverter off. The inverter is off, and now it's just switching from power from the UPS, and that's going directly from the Markson. So it's pretty good, and you can just leave it like that, and this battery will top off all by itself. I have another solar panel that we can hook up, and it hangs from the door here, and that's only 100 watts. I may use that because that one is better than this portable power station here. I think it's a lot better, but you can make your own adapters. They're very easy to make. You just have to get the right gauge wire. These look like 12 gauge. It could be 14 or 16, but it looks like 12 to me just from the eye. And all you have to do is cut off the end. I don't like to cut it right at the tip, just in case I want to use it again. So I'll leave it like maybe 3 inches, 4 inches, and I'll cut it, and then I'll splice on the connection that I want, whether it's whatever connection is, like your power stations, they all have different. Most of them have like that DC plug one. That these other ones have like these other ones, Anderson connections and things like that. Can't come off the top of my head, but with your power stations, the different connections, the solar panels, none of them are universal. That some come with adapters where you can use it with different power stations, but this is one that I like to use, and it works with a couple of different portable power stations that I have. So this 200-watt one will come with us all of the time, and we may do an adapter for this solar panel here because it's so bulky and it doesn't fold. This is a closer look at the Bateria power solar charge controller. Here's how it's set up. Thank you guys for watching. The video ended up being a little longer than what I expected, but hey, that's what it goes when you're in the RV. Still looking to see where those rodents came from, tell you the truth, because I hope they didn't go inside the walls, because they chew up the wiring. So I'm gonna look for that just to make sure that there are no signs of rodents and things inside of here. I still don't see how they got in. I leave some of these sidings open, so maybe from the outside they climb in through one of these things here. But the lower portions of the RV, we don't leave any food where they can get in. But I'm for sure that they were in here. So hopefully, with the uh, additions of these rodent repellents from Victor, that would help keep them out of here, because it will keep some light in here. I'm also gonna put the camera back that we have in here because it has motion detection, and that would have picked the mice up or the rodent, whatever it was, right away when it came in. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to put a link down in the description for all of the products that we use in this video. If you want to use any of the products. It's just the way that your reference guide for you, so that you can see what I'm using and where to get it from, so that you don't have to go searching for it. It doesn't mean that you have to buy it. If you do use the links that I do provide, we are Amazon influencers. It helps us out a lot on our travels. Whatever we get from the channel goes right back into the channel. It doesn't change the price of the product. It's just Amazon's way of giving thanks to us, Amazon influencers, for helping them show the products that are available on Amazon. They do give us a small commission. So thank you guys for watching. If you like these type of videos, I have a whole DIY playlist that is on the channel. You can look at it in the description, or you can just pull up our channel on YouTube and just look for the playlist DIY. We have all sorts of travel playlists, park reviews, travel days, a lot of things. So thank you guys for supporting us, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.